Alright everybody, welcome back for another episode, another video of Virtual Warfare, a text-based roleplay fighting tutorial series. And today's video is going to be about what we covered so far in Virtual Warfare. The rules, the basics, some advanced things, some quantum things before we actually continue to the metaphysical training. And I'm going to take this time to make a simplified video of Virtual Warfare and its training methods, so people can have a good way of navigating of how to follow the methods of Virtual Warfare to advance in a more smooth and easy way. And I'm also going to be talking about some type of weird experience that I have of people telling me that that I can't force my system. I can't force my way of roleplay on someone else, but I can show them how I do things and say that, look, if you don't do the things that I do, I don't want to fight with you. I don't want it to come to that level, because that's kind of selfish. If you can't fight like me, then we can't fight. And that's like, you can say that to everyone in the world, and it's like you'll be fighting by yourself. And that's not the case for me. I fight with a lot of people because I subject myself to their ways of understanding and fighting. So I'm not going to just do all the things that I know and expect them to catch up. No, I'm going to meet them where they at, see what they doing, and I'm going to meet them there. However, the case is this. When I do that, I am at risk of, I don't want to say at risk of losing, but I'm at risk of, having an inefficient character for my point of view, because I'm scooting down the detail of how to control your character, and someone else is fighting in a certain way. I have to conform myself to their way. And if I believe that their way of fighting is inconsistent, I would have a difficult time trying to conform myself to such a inconsistent way where I'm used to fighting a certain way, So I use my way of fighting, the way I fight, the way I use Virtual Warfare, the way I detail it. But I don't force my way. I don't say, well, you did this wrong, or you did this, therefore you lose, or you did this, so whatever. I don't do those things. I fight my way. I let them fight their way. And if it's a really big problem, like if they auto in a way where it's like it makes the ability or move impossible, then I will step in. But if they fight in their way, if they want to explain speed and weight their way, so be it. You can do whatever you want. But when it comes down to, if I want to do an attack and I'm trying to hurt you, and you say that I did something wrong, then you got to pause. So hold up, wait. I'm not doing nothing wrong, because the way that I fight, the Virtual Warfare, it makes sure that each step is there. So if you say that I'm doing it wrong, then that means you saying that, I guess that's just your opinion. So I'm doing it wrong. But Virtual Warfare is not a system to where it does things wrong, because it emphasizes on doing things right, so that would be a big, a big, or whatever, like a miracle to say, oh, you're doing it wrong. It's like, I guess, well, that's enough for that. That was a long introduction. So without further ado, let's get on to the rest of this video. Starting off with roleplay fighting. If you don't know what roleplay fighting is, you will want to know exactly what it is, what the concept of roleplay fighting is, how to engage in it, where to engage in it. I would leave a link in the description below for people who don't really have an idea of what roleplay fighting is. Virtual Warfare is really a channel to teach people who already know what roleplay fighting is, not to necessarily like introduce roleplay fighting to the world. That was a step. I did wanted to like try to make it like how can I say it, like mainstream, like make roleplay mainstream. But I heard some people was like, oh no, roleplay is supposed to be like an underground thing, you know, it's supposed to be discreet and stuff like that, you know, which is, you know, it has some truth to it. But you know, some people don't even know what roleplay fighting is or what roleplay is. And it's like, if you hear roleplay, you think about something, some other odd form of roleplay. So it would be good to have an introduction about roleplay to make it exciting and genuine for people to join. But that will be in the link in the description below. The next thing that you will want to learn is the laws, or the laws of roleplay fighting. Laws and rules are different. You know, laws are formed by the system itself, and rules are made by people who make certain limitations on certain things or whatever, you know. So those are the difference. The laws of roleplay fighting is things like god moding, auto-win, and metagaming, you know, stuff like that, you know. If you don't know what those are, you can click on the sliding thing that comes up. Click on other videos, you can click on that if you don't know what those are. So after you learn those things, it would be best to learn the different rule sets and different worlds and different styles of roleplay fighting, you know, different ways to roleplay fight, you know. So now you know the laws, now you will learn how to utilize the laws in a different way, you know. So you know, again, a link in the description, or not a link in the description, the sliding card thing, I forgot what those things are called, but I know they're called cards, but I don't know what type of cards. But you can click on that, you know. So that would be the next you know, the next one. After that, you will actually start getting into basic combat, you know. So basic combat, it will be videos or training about how to implicate those, or how to implicate your character to where it's designed for roleplay fighting, you know. So it's not designed for just regular roleplay where you can do like just tell a story, but this training will teach you how to implicate your character for roleplay fighting officially, you know. So an official way of doing it. So you will learn basic attacking, basic defending, and learning how to use abilities, you know, certain commands. They're called commands. There are 5 commands for defense and attacking. And you know, you'll check the video out, just click on the sliding thing on the top. The next one you will want to get to know is it has a hands-on training, so you can see how those basic commands fits into, or you can just see how the basic command works. You know, you can see how it's utilized, you can see how it's implicated, you can just see everything of how these commands are used. After that, you can click on or go to the advanced training. The advanced training will teach you how to put more detail into your roleplay fighting posts, you know. So now that the basics will be like, you know, stating what you would use to attack. You would state that you advance towards the person. So advance will teach you the measurements of those scenarios, you know, how far away you travel from the person, or how fast you was traveling, you know, the length of the sword, you know, stuff like that. You know, you would get more detail into that in the advanced version. And also you would start to learn a virtual warfare concept, and it's called the laws of exertion. And the laws of exertion teaches people how to control the potential of their character. It teaches you how to control, how can I say it? It teaches you how to control the character. It teaches you how to control your character's momentum and exertion, you know. So instead of saying full force, I attack with full force, now you can control your character to do like light jabs or whatever the case may be, you know. So that's a concept that virtual warfare is emphasizing on. You will also learn how to control your telekinetic powers better. Not telekinetic powers, but more so like abilities that don't come from the physical nature of the body. You know, not like flips and stuff like that, but you know, just like abilities. You know, powers, ice powers, magic. You know, chi energy. You know, that's part of the telekinetic enhancement. I believe is what it's called. You know, everything will pop up on the sliding thing on the top. So after those things, you would go to more of the how-to videos. The how-to videos will actually give you a deeper, in-depth version of how to put all these things together. How to put the measurements with the commands, and commands with the different fillers that you may see in roleplay fighting. Those how-to videos would teach you how to. That's funny. How to do these things. So that's what teach you that. So after you look at that, you will want to go to the quantum section. The quantum section is fairly new. It just came out. I don't know when it came out, but I think it came out a couple months ago. It would teach you how to utilize the laws of exertion more fluidly. How to control it. And so instead of stating it, I punch at you with medium exertion, now you'll be able to know how to control that momentum to control your character more efficiently. So this is good to where if you have to make a sudden move or a certain maneuver, that you would know how to. It's like learning how to shift your weight in a virtual way. Instead of just saying it, now you can use a certain form of data to document how much exertion you use and where it's going and how fluid it is and if it's plausible in that scenario. You will also learn how to, which I totally forgot, you will also learn how to just use your abilities more proficiently. You would learn, how to choose different powers, how to utilize those different powers in a more advanced form. So that would be the quantum section. And pretty much after that, you get to check out other videos. Then you start checking out videos about the history of virtual warfare, how things came about, and some of my views about roleplay fighting and stuff like that. Or just check out some of the other videos that look interesting. There are some the secret era videos. Those are one of my favorite videos because it's just inconsistencies that I see in certain systems or whatever. Certain systems that I see, I believe that they're inconsistent, and those videos will show you why I see that they're inconsistent, and it would just give you a deeper insight of how to view roleplay fighting and how roleplay fighting can be perceived. And that's pretty much what the secret eras are about. That's pretty much it. You just check out the rest of the videos and have fun. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm really interested in people's comments and what they feel about virtual warfare. Not necessarily virtual warfare, but like roleplay fighting. That's what I meant to say. How they feel about roleplay fighting, and also how they feel about virtual warfare. I would love to hear some comments, anything. Yeah. So that's about it. About people saying that I try to force my way. Maybe I do try to force my way of virtual warfare or roleplay fighting on other people. I don't really mean it because I try to teach people. I try to be a teacher first instead of running into people and be like, oh, this is the way to fight, and if you don't fight, then you a scrub. I don't do that. I sit down with people and tell them about virtual warfare and how and why I see roleplay fighting in this way, whatever. And I teach them, I try to teach them slowly, just to open up or whatever. Let them know that I see roleplay fighting in this way, and I don't mean for it to come off in a forcing way that I'm trying to force my way on people. It's just, I just believe that this is a good way to understand roleplay fighting. It's just a good way, and I just want people to know that so people can be on one accord and just have their desires met, because with using virtual warfare's method, you can do things that other communities ban. And there's a reason for banning things. There's a reason for it, because you may not want it in your community, or it might be too powerful for the community. But using virtual warfare's method, which is using time and effort, you can actually document how much time and effort is being used to do these things. No one has all the time and energy in the world, so therefore the person will have to organize their not organized, but people would just have to use that time and energy that they have wisely. They would just have to use it wisely, and they would have to use it in the right time with the right amount of energy in order to succeed in it. Because the person can interrupt the person. The person can interrupt the one who's trying to teleport, or the one trying to use blood manipulation, or the person trying to use magnetic stuff like that. Some of these things are banned, because the way the turn-based, the way roleplay fighting turns are made, the way powers are set up, these things become banned because, like I said before, you punch at me and I just teleport elsewhere. I attack with a spirit sword, whatever. Like you could just do that without detailing it. But virtual warfare causes you to detail it. Therefore, if you can detail it, you can show the moments that happen between those times. Therefore, each moment has some time and it has some energy to it. So if your character can suffice through those moments of time without skipping a step, because like I said before in my other videos, I can't say that I draw my sword without saying, I can't say that I slash my sword without saying that I drew it first, and I have to withdraw it first in order to slash it at you. I can't just run up and say slash sword, because that's an auto. Same way with doing any type of ability in roleplay fighting. If I want to teleport, I have to explain how I teleported. I have to explain, my concentration. I have to explain, how my body, the atoms in my body broke down. I have to explain how they transported. I have to explain how they reformed in that position. I have to explain everything because everything has a meaning, and I have to explain everything because I have to, because if I don't explain it, that means it never happened. It's not there, and it could just happen instantly. And this is why people be like, you can't teleport. It's too complicated because they don't use a method of time and energy. And I said this a lot of times, and this is probably the last time I'm going to say it in this video. So that's probably it. That's all that I have to say. That's it for the video. I want to say thanks for. I always wanted to say this. I just want to say thank you guys for the 100 subscribers and 100+ subscribers that I just have, and it's thanks to you guys. And I don't know what it really means. It's just 100 people. I'm not saying it like that, but I'm not really into like having big subscribers and like, oh, I got 100 subscribers. I'm not. I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to that. I just know that there's 100 people that I'm responsible for, and I have to like teach them in a way where it's not hindering them, man. I'm just responsible for people because they're trusting me with it seems like I'm talking to someone else. I'm talking to you guys. I feel I'm responsible because I have to train, and I have to make sure that my methods are not just BS methods and stuff that I just want people to know. And I have to see that it's also good for the roleplay community overall. If not, I'll just be a fake teacher or a fake person who don't really just care. I just want the fame and stuff like that. I don't even want fame. I just want people to just know virtual warfare and just know that there's a way of fighting to where it can expand your knowledge on things. It can open up new doors of just role playing different things, stuff like that. You can role play teleporting. You can role play, the methods of using blood manipulation. You can role play these things and have it count as legitimate powers and stuff like that. And it's not PC power. That's something I want to talk about also. As PC, people think PC is like, oh, PC is like God mode. Like once you do PC is God mode, nothing counts because it's like, you can do anything. That's not true, and I don't really have enough time in this video to explain that, but I will in another video. But that's not really true, and I just want people to know that like virtual warfare covers all grounds. It all depends on what you want to use. It's not MP, it's not RM, it's not none of that. Virtual warfare is none of that. It's just one whole structure that if you can detail it in a plausible way without skipping steps and have enough time and energy, you can do it. Because if the other person can't do it or don't know how to do it, they would just be, you would just be the better fighter because you know how to do it and they don't, and that's what it is, and you would have to learn how to you know, you would have to learn actual science and actual things, you know, to actually accomplish certain tasks like that. You know, you can't just say my character teleports and I go into battle and say teleport and it happens. Like, no, you have to know the scientific implication of these things. It's not, it won't seem plausible. It just seems like you're just having an ability of teleportation and just using it because you're allowed to have teleportation. Like, no, it's not like that. You know, it's like, you know, if you know the science behind it, you know, you're allowed to do it. And, you know, because you know the steps required to succeed in this ability. And, you know, if you know the steps required and you have the time and energy to do it, why can't it be plausible? You know, so I'm not saying why can't it be plausible for my own system, because it is. I'm just saying it for other systems, like why can't it be possible? Because it's like everything is there. You know, the logic, the plausibility, everything is there. It's just like people don't accept it because their rule set says no teleportation. So no matter how I do it, it's banned because, you know, it's not allowed because it's not allowed. You know, and that's what it is. That's roleplay fighting in certain communities. And I just hope everyone fights the way virtual warfare encourages. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the subscribers. Thanks for all this stuff. Stay tuned for more. And I see everybody in the future videos. Those says.